Good morning, everybody. Welcome to those of you joining us through Microsoft Teams and also those following on Facebook Live. My name is James Philpott, and I'm the Cybersecurity Project Manager at the European Digital SME Alliance. And it's my pleasure to be the host of this episode of the Digital Skills Talk. So the Digital Skills Talks are online events that were launched by the European Digital Skills and Jobs platform last year. And the platform is, of course, the home of digital skills and jobs initiatives in Europe, and it has over 330 training courses and 218 good practices available, covering a huge range of digital topics. So these digital skills talks have been taking place since January 2024, touching upon different topics such as AI, virtual worlds, and data, with a focus on the skills behind these domains. Each month, the platform team invites technology experts for a live stream interview. And today, given that we are at the end of the European Cybersecurity Month, what better topic to cover than cybersecurity? Of course, this is a hugely important topic year-round. It's estimated that the global cost of cybercrime in 2023 was around 7.5 trillion euros. And this is expected to rise to nearly 13 trillion euros annually by 2028. On the other hand, to combat this, Europe is missing 274,000 cybersecurity professionals, according to a 2023 study, while globally this gap stands at 4 million. So how can we begin closing this gap to protect both individuals and companies from cyber attacks? To help answer these questions, I'm very happy today to be joined by two experts in cybersecurity. With us are Dimitra Liveri, who is Team Leader for Awareness Raising and Education at ENISA, and Argyro Chatzopoulou, Senior Consultant in Policy and Co-Founder of APIROPLUS Solutions. So thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm Dimitra Liveri. I'm a cybersecurity expert. I'm the team leader for awareness raising and education in ENISA. And for ones that do not know, ENISA is the European Union Cybersecurity Agency. We have a mandate to support the European community overall on topics with regards to policy implementation, operational cooperation, capacity building, and overall supporting the market in becoming more, in making Europe a trustworthy and cyber secure place for living and for doing business. Thank you.
Good morning. Hello.
Us,
Hello also from my side. Sorry, James. Thank you really much for the invitation. I'm really happy to join. As James said, I'm Chatzopoulou Argyro, which is very Greek, so everybody just calls me Ro. And I work in the private sector mainly, and I'm really very happy to be part of a European-funded project called Rewire, but you will hear a lot about it during the next half an hour. So I will not say anything more. I'm really happy to join and looking forward to the discussion.
Great, glad to have you both with us. Dimitra, if we start with you. So ENISA is running several awareness campaigns promoting good practices of cybersecurity. And of course, an example of this is the European Cybersecurity Month, which has been taking place throughout October and ends today. And this is the European Union's annual campaign dedicated to promoting cybersecurity among both citizens and organizations and businesses. And the idea is to provide up-to-date online security information to raise awareness and share good practices. So this campaign is supported by EU member states and hundreds of different partners, from governments, universities, think tanks, NGOs, professional associations, and private businesses, both from within Europe and beyond. So could you explain to us why the European Cybersecurity Month is important for raising awareness about digital skills and how it helps improve cybersecurity practices in businesses and for individuals? What kind of activities have the member states been organizing for awareness raising in general?
Thank you so much, James. So, the European Cybersecurity Month is a concept that has been running for the past 12 years. It started initially as a very small project between member states in order to raise awareness with regards to cybersecurity to the citizens specifically. But it has, as you said, it has widely grown. And now, currently, the member states are running their own national campaigns. As you might know, 75 to 80% of the most common cybersecurity incidents are due to human error. However, people are also the human firewall. Well, they would say that they are the primary attack vector. So, what is the intention of this campaign is to educate the citizens overall so that they protect their digital entity, their digital personality. As we are protecting our houses in the physical world, as we are protecting ourselves when driving by wearing a seatbelt, what we are asking the citizens and overall organizations and individuals to do is to take a same stance with regards to their digital personality. So, what measures they need to take, what threats, what vulnerabilities they need to be aware of, and how they can act from a behavior perspective, as indeed the human firewall. Now, with regards to the campaign, it has been chosen that October would be the cybersecurity month. It doesn't mean that the campaigns are only taking place in October. They are spread throughout the entire year, and businesses and organizations are very much motivated and empowered to conduct these kinds of campaigns and trainings with regards to cyber awareness. The most common activities that we see, even though member states are very creative and have a lot of imagination, is very big conferences, big expo days, so events where they're inviting the citizens and the public overall to educate them about cybersecurity behaviors, but also specific webinars, talks, and also the provision of widely material that can be utilized in all the different disciplines. The most important part is that each member state has an ownership of their own campaign. So that means that the campaign runs at the national language, the local language, which is very, very important for awareness in order to pass the correct messages, and that everything is under the umbrella of the Cybersecurity Month. Just to give you an example, for this year and last year, the topic of the Cybersecurity Month was social engineering. So that means phishing, vishing, deepfakes. All these different topics were tackled based on the needs and the importance that each member state was estimating for their country. So a wide variety. The aim is to be able to change the behavior and to infiltrate in the minds of people the question to click or not to click.
Okay, thank you very much. Super interesting, this idea of a human firewall. And I think the idea, or well, the fact that 75% of all cyber attacks come through the human factor really shows why cybersecurity skills are so important. And it seems to me that with a little bit of training, suddenly people become much more aware and then they can really improve their cyber posture. So I think these trainings are very important, and the Cybersecurity Month is a great way to begin educating people about this. So Argyro, if I could turn to you at this point, because APIROPLUS Solutions focuses on consulting and training services in cybersecurity. And you're a partner of the Cybersecurity Skills Alliance, which is a part of the Digital Skills and Jobs platform. But as you mentioned, you're also part of the Rewire Blueprint project, which, as I understand it, has developed a blueprint for the cybersecurity industry and a European cybersecurity skills strategy, which addresses the gaps and shortages in skills in the cybersecurity sector. So there are 25 partners that are working on this together, from academia and vocational education and training organizations, the cybersecurity industry, and also non-cyber industries, certification partners, and umbrella organizations. So it's really, really representative, and it essentially cuts across the European economy. So this project is coming to an end soon. So I'm assuming that means you've already produced and made available a lot of the material. So could you tell us how the Rewire project has shaped your approach to cybersecurity skills and what have you achieved so far?
Great. Thank you, James. Thank you, Dimitra, for making this also a very smooth transition to my topic. Awareness and training and skills should be on the forefront of discussions. Cybersecurity should not be just about tools. We have to be really, really clear and focus our attention on the human factor. So as you said, James, the Rewire project has been working very diligently for the last 4 years on the subject of cybersecurity skills. And I'm really, really happy to have this opportunity to present to you some of the accomplishments. Of course, we have a limited amount of time, so I will focus on some of them, and then I would urge you, I would provide more details later on to visit the website to see more. So, as you mentioned, we had to create a strategy, and to do that, the first thing that we did was to run a pestle analysis. And through this pestle analysis, we identified different factors that actually contribute into the creation of the cybersecurity skills gap. So we hear a lot about the cybersecurity skills gap. We say it's a bad thing. Yes, it's a bad thing. But we didn't just focus on the gap and saying, yes, we are missing so many professionals. But what we actually did is, by identifying the underlying problems and the factors, we try to find solutions. On the subject of solutions, we have created some of them, and we are really happy that they have matured enough to be provided to the greater public. So one type of outcomes of the project are training courses. So the Rewire project has created 4 fully online self-paced training courses. They have been designed based on the skills and knowledge that are included in the profiles of the ECSF, the European Cybersecurity Skills Framework, for the CISO, the Chief Information Security Officer, the Cyber Incident Responder, the Penetration Tester, and the Cyber Threat Intelligence Specialist. They involve the provision of knowledge through specific material and exercising and acquisition of skills through a cyber range. So it's not just about reading stuff or seeing a video, but it's also about taking all that you have learned through this material or this knowledge and actually practically trying it out through a cyber range that has been designed with scenarios fit for each of the profiles. These courses have been available for some time now and will remain available also after the end of the project. And we are under discussion with the different interested parties regarding the next steps, and which is the platform that will host them also in the years to come. So to everybody that's watching, feel free to explore. You don't have to want to become an incident responder in order to participate in a training. There are different parts that may be interesting to you. You don't have to become a CISO, but there are parts of the training that are really important, and you can do a mix and match. Select the things that you want. So just enroll. It's free of charge. You enroll, you participate, and you take out of all these training courses the best, the most that you can. So just running a little bit more quick now. So alongside and to complement these training courses, we created also certification schemes. That means that these are practical ways that we can test. We evaluate skills and knowledge fitting also to these 4 profiles. These certifications happen at specific periods of time. It's not like the training courses, which are all the time available, but we still have one left that will take place in November. So stay tuned and follow the media of the project in order to see the invitations when they come out. So we have other things, and I will not take much of your time because I think James is is making faces now about me keeping the time. But there are other tools that are more also practical, that are not about training or certification, but about providing insights and help to people that want to have a career within the cybersecurity domain, like the job ads analyzer, where you get ads from different parts of the world and you see how they match to the ECSF, or the profiler, the cybersecurity profiler, where you can see how different trainings, academic degrees or certification match to the ECSF. So there are a lot of tools, so feel free to explore the Rewire project, the website at rewireproject.eu, and you can find the trainings under the training menu, and all other the other tools you can find it under the Cyber Ability platform menu. So sorry for taking a bit more, James, and back
No,
to you.
you did perfectly for the time. Thank you. It makes my job much easier. Thank you for that explanation. I really like linking the skills to different profiles and then linking these to the ENISA framework as well, because it's a very clear way of thinking about it, and it gives someone that's approaching this for the first time an easier way of understanding, so they're not overwhelmed by just suddenly all kinds of information and all kinds of skills they might need to develop, but they can really understand what do they need the training for, and it helps them begin thinking about this. So I think that's a very good approach. To take a bit of a step back now and to look at kind of the policy side of this, Dimitra, ENISA have been working on various EU initiatives, such as the Network and Information Systems Directive, its update, the NIS2, the Cybersecurity Act, and I assume also the CRA at the moment. And you also provide reports into the European Union cybersecurity level. These are your State of the Union reports. And I was wondering, how do cybersecurity skills and other human-related factors fit into the upcoming State of the Union report? Do you think that greater cybersecurity skills can be a secondary benefit of cybersecurity policy?
So, with regards to policy and skills, first of all, you already mentioned, you gave a number, an indication of what kind of a skills gap we are talking about. So it's approximately 300,000 skilled professionals that we are missing, and this was before the implementation of the deadline for the implementation of the NIS2. It was before the announcement and the agreement of the Cyber Resilience Act. It was before the Cyber Solidarity Act. So I suppose you understand, and we all understand, that this number will increase exponentially, and this is what we are actually expecting. One tool that ENISA has offered to the community, with the community, is the European Cybersecurity Skills Framework that Iro has talked about. What the skills framework actually tries to do is to categorize the skills and competencies that are required for cybersecurity professionals into 12 profiles. So not distinct jobs specifically, but competencies and skills. Usually the perception is that, okay, I am the cybersecurity person in an organization, so I'm a bit like a unicorn. I can do awareness, I can do response, I can do architecture, and I can do compliance. I talk to the stakeholders, I talk to management. So what we are also trying to do with the framework is to give a more realistic view of what cybersecurity professional means, and also to invite people from any discipline to join this roller coaster of cybersecurity. Now, going back to the specific your specific question, so we expect that, first of all, the ECSF and overall the concept of skills is mentioned in all the different legislative documents. So we have now the Cyber Solidarity Act that creates a cyber reserve for supporting the organizations, and there the entities that will be part of the cyber reserve, they need to prove that they have competencies as described in the European Cybersecurity Skills Framework. Skills and education per se is a very difficult good topic to legislate, and it really is a matter of a national sovereignty. So most of the member states have very high in their priority list, and they protect it, the concept of education. But through the activities that we run, the cybersecurity skills framework, the initiative coming from the European Commission on the Cybersecurity Skills Academy, what we are trying to do is to put a small seed there with regards to cybersecurity in the different education systems, in the different from higher to lower level of education, and possibly this might influence also policy making. What we have seen the past couple of years is that the majority of the member states, now that they are reviewing the national cybersecurity strategies, let me just say that all the member states have a national cybersecurity strategy, and now they are going into version 2, 3, even 4. They've started going much deeper into the skills part, not talking only about capacity building as a whole, but discussing about skill-specific activities, about cyber ranges, about trainings, about exercises, about webinars, higher education institutions, certification. So all different approaches that somebody can take with regards to enhancing knowledge, enhancing specialty, enhancing skills overall. And what we aim for is cybersecurity, yes, from one side to support the skills gap, but also to include the concept of cybersecurity in all the different disciplines so that we eventually have a change in the behavior and in the mindset. So two different parts. One is the behavior, and the other one is specialization and competence and skills covering the skills gap.
Thank you. I like the approach of trying to change the mentality almost. It kind of matches the technical side of secure by design, and that security is something that is a concept that is there from the very beginning. And it should be the same with kind of human actions as well, in that they should all be secure as a default rather than you do something and then wonder if it's been secured afterwards. So that's a very good approach. Eero, to turn to you and Rewire Project, how does cybersecurity skills development fit into the general landscape of European cybersecurity policy? And do you have any recommendations for policymakers on how they can promote the uptake of cyber skills?
Great. Yes, I'm really, really happy to do that. Actually, Dimitra again provided to me a perfect ground to continue the discussion, because he talked about the ECSF, which is a really, really favorite topic. When the Rewire project started like 4 years ago, we didn't have the ECSF, so it was for us a very, very important development, and it facilitated a lot the things that we wanted to create, because when you don't have a basis, then you have a very big fragmentation, so everybody can say anything and it could be acceptable within their own sphere. So what the ECSF did was create this first really, really crucial step. So I will pick it up from there, and the NIS and all the things, the legislative frameworks that Dimitra mentioned. So there are a lot of frameworks, and we don't need to remember their acronym, but there are frameworks like the NIS that say that we should have measures to fortify critical important organizations, that this measure have to be technical, some they have to be organizational, and in any case these measures have to be designed, have to be implemented, operated, maintained, improved at various levels and functions. And all of this, even the measures that are really, really technologically dependent and advanced or even expensive, cannot be effective if they're not supported by competent people. So the focus that I would like to put is that we have all these legislative frameworks, and what we need is competent people in order to facilitate them, to implement them, to improve them, to run them, and to become and to help organizations become resilient to the degree that they wish to. So this competence, this cybersecurity competence, it has to be present in every role. So it's not just about, I'm a cybersecurity professional and it's only about me and only I need to know about cybersecurity. But at different levels, we have to have different understanding of cybersecurity. So the management needs to understand cybersecurity risks and be able to effectively participate in the discussions and the decisions regarding these risks. The employee at the production department, for example, needs to be aware of how they contribute to the resilience of the organization against cybersecurity threats, and also to be able to identify when there's an incident or a new risk. A person handling the recruitment process, they need also to be aware and apply procedures and controls the organization has designed in this area, as well as the fact that there are cybersecurity competencies, and that when they go through the recruitment process, they actually try to find them within the candidates they see during the screening process. And this all only comes from ENISA, because this is focused on the resilience part, but there are also others that we require skills for cybersecurity in inspection, in certification, in incident response, and others. I will not go on to explain to also other instruments, but what I would like to stress, like as a common denominator here, is that we need the support of competent people in order to make these legal acts a success. And to that, a very important instrument is the ECSF. So as Dimitra mentioned, it's part of legislative frameworks now. It's being adopted everywhere. But I have to stress out that it's not enough just to have the ECSF, but it's really, really important that we help it evolve and rise to the challenge that it's being faced. So cybersecurity is a very growing subject. So we have evolution in technology, we have evolution in threats. So not only we are the ones that are from the defender side, we are evolving, we are creating more technologies, but also the people that are from the attacker side are also evolving. So we have to trim the skills, we have to create more profiles, more roles. We have to think about also updates to the ECSF. So one of the major recommendations of the Rewire project is that we should help more and have a more systematic way that the ECSF can evolve over time in order to truly support also the evolution and the implementation of all these legal frameworks in the next years. So I could go on and on, but as you can imagine, but that's not the point. The Rewire project has actually deliverables that are focused on policy recommendations, and you could browse on the website and see we created a skills trends report every year that showed this evolution of skills and how this could be incorporated within the CSF. We created also policy recommendations every year, and there will be a final deliverable for policy recommendations. And you can read it there, or you can join us at the final conference that will happen in the end of November. Stay tuned again in the social media. You will see the invitations. It's going to be a hybrid event, so everybody can participate, and there will be a separate panel for policy recommendations. Everybody, I think, should chip in, because security is a team sport. So everybody has their roles, and we together can make it better and can help organizations reach their full potential and avoid incidents. So thank you very much. Back to you, James.
Thank you, Ira. Sadly, I think that is all we've got time for today, but I think that's a very good message to end on, in that security and cybersecurity is no longer just the domain of one or two people. It's really, unfortunately, everybody's concern. But I think what we've heard today is really that it's never been easier to begin learning about cybersecurity, from understanding what skills or what aspects you need to be concerned with, both in your personal life and at work. And so this has been really interesting to hear about how companies and individuals can begin developing the skills that are needed to improve cybersecurity. And as digitalization continues, unfortunately, I think this is something that we will need to rely on more and more. So Dimitra, Eero, thank you both for your time today and for sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you so much, James. It was just a starting point. We wish this discussion to take place every once in a while, and just to be able to share more information from our activities.
Thank you very much also from my side. Thank you to the Academy and the Pact, and looking forward to seeing also the next talks on digital skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you once again. So to recap, for those listening, you can visit the European Digital Skills and Job Platform to find a range of cybersecurity trainings, particularly those provided by the Cybersecurity Skills Alliance, which is the hub for all kinds of opportunities related to cybersecurity, including the trainings, market information, and funding. And part of the Academy are the Cyber Pledges. So these are the different organizations that have signed up to deliver training in all areas of cybersecurity. And these cater to all knowledge levels there, so from beginner to expert. So I highly encourage you to check that out. And of course, the platform isn't just focused on cybersecurity. You can become a member and connect with some of the 14,000 other users there and explore the 300 plus courses that are online. If you've enjoyed this episode of the Digital Skills Talks, you'll be pleased to know that there is another one coming soon in November. And while you wait for that, you can visit the website to catch up on all the previous episodes. And that is digital-skills-jobs.europa.eu. And to keep up to date with all the latest developments, you can follow along on social media using the handle @digitaleu with a capital D and a capital E and U. So thank you very much for joining us today, and see you next time.